What's your coffee?
Oh, yeah, I got like 4.
Oh, okay. For the ghost. For the poison ain't here.
Yeah. All right, what it do? It's excuse me. It's BDammone. You are watching Along the Wire, episode 115, this regular season finale. BDammone, Coach Gomez here.
Good morning.
Here at Level Up Productions, and we're going to kick it off with our Coffee Corner Convo, and we have gotten a very special guest who is helping his squad return to the playoffs for the first time since 2004. We have got Taft defensive end Tremaine Smith. What's going on, man?
How you doing, sir? I'm doing good right now.
Doing good over here. Thank you for your time this morning.
Of course, I'm glad to be here.
And we appreciate you waking up this early on a Sunday. So, as we were talking a little bit earlier before, coming on to the show, you work with Coach Juice, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
How long have you been working out with him now?
Right now it's been since March, because we got introduced to him by another guy. He said, "Oh, if you're looking for somebody good to go over the Juice, he'll hook you up. He got you." And that first time there, it was really well. I liked it a lot, and I've just been going back ever since.
Right.
He really knows his stuff.
Awesome. So, jumping into high school football now. Your squad is coming off of a beatdown of Holmes, and not only did y'all win that game, but there was a purpose behind it. Y'all had to win to make sure that you solidified your playoff spot. Like I said, for the first time since 2004. What was the team mentality going into that game?
Well, I mean, the team mentality is like how it always is, like how my Coach Mo says, win or lose, we give it our all. We go in there, we be relentless till that clock reaches 0. And it was a big game for us, but we didn't let that go to our heads. We didn't let it overtake us. We just did what we had to do. We were in our right spots. We played the game how it was supposed to be played for us.
Okay, sweet. And so this entire season, we've always spoken about Taft and saying, hey man, they have so much fight, and they're that test for the North Side teams, and there's no game that y'all can really count Taft out in when it comes to anybody in the district. Can you speak a little bit to the overall goals that the team had at the beginning of the year, and does that kind of explain why y'all had so much fight to begin with?
I mean, our overall goal, like almost every team, it was just to make playoffs, because Taft hasn't had the best winning streak these past couple of years, so we were trying to be the chain. We were just trying to be that driving force to turn this whole to turn it all around, really.
Right.
And so that's what gave us our drive to fight. This is what kept us in this, because we were doing good. We kept on winning. Then we got a bad loss at Brennan, but that didn't stop us. We kept on moving, because that drive to make it the playoffs, to change everything around. Stop Taft being, oh, it's just Taft, to being like, oh, dang, that's Taft.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to be that change.
Awesome. So you mentioned that Brennan loss. Was there anything that y'all took from that game? Because I always talk about the week after, and like y'all have been rolling, and then you have that loss. How did y'all stay focused after that one?
Well, we got film. We watched what we did wrong. We got into film, then we started practicing, just fixing mistakes that we made, and we knew. Honestly, it's just we made mistakes. We weren't ready. We weren't prepared. And in that next game, we fixed that. We corrected mistakes. Yes, sir.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's just what I just said before. We corrected mistakes. We made sure to do what we had to do, and we just made sure we're in the right spots.
Cool. Let me ask
what
you
were
a
you gonna say, sir?
question. How much extra film do you watch with Coach Juice as well? Because I know Coach Juice personally. I know he's real big on especially the guys that he trains, bringing them in over to their house and watching film. Does that make a difference as well in your game when you do watch film with him?
The problem is, sir, is that he hasn't had time to be able to watch film with any of us. But I do send him my clips of film and like from practice and from the games. And so when I do see him on Sundays and Saturdays, he will talk to me about it and he will correct what I did wrong.
Gotcha.
And so it helps a lot. But I feel like it'd be more impactful if I could actually watch it with him. But that's all in due time.
Got you.
So speaking of that game versus Holmes, you had one of the clips that, if anybody was watching any of the highlights from the games over the weekend, you had the scoop and score, which is pretty much play of the weekend. Could you walk us through that play for those who haven't seen it?
Well, they had just scored a touchdown. They were going for the extra point, but we were all lined up. The center on Holmes, it was a bad snap by the center, and the ball started to roll. One of my teammates, Brandon, he dove for the ball with Cindy 8 on the other side of the team, or on the home side. And they were about to get the ball, but it bounced out. I saw the ball, and just the next thing I knew, I had grabbed and I just started running, sir. Because it was a heated moment. I just grabbed and started just running. Because I didn't know what was going on. I was just focusing to the other side.
Yeah, and I saw that you had a couple of teammates alongside with you. But my question is, how long did it take you to recover from that run?
Honestly, sir, took till the next day. Because I did track and field when I was younger, but I never ran that hard in my life.
Yeah.
It was just like how the commentators are saying, I need an oxygen tank. I was tired after that. I had some good sleep that night.
Awesome. So, as we've mentioned before in this interview, y'all made the playoffs, and your first opponent is Eagle Pass. I'm not sure. I mean, I doubt y'all have had any time because they just released that. But much success to you and your squad as y'all enter the playoffs. Do you know when actually y'all get back together to start breaking down that film?
Actually, sir, it's most likely going to be tomorrow, if anything, because we practice Monday till Friday to the actual game day. So if anything, we'll just be practicing in the morning and do film.
Okay.
I don't know if Coach has sent the actual schedule yet, so I'll have to look at that, but that's what I'm thinking so far.
Okay, awesome. Hey, well, Trey, thank you so much for your time, man. What's your Twitter handle so that we can make sure people follow you?
Yes, sir. My Twitter handle is @TremaineSmith14.
@TremaineSmith14. This is class of 2023 defensive end Trey Smith. Make sure y'all give him a follow on Twitter and keep up with Taft because Taft is back in the playoffs for the first time in 14 years. 16 years. Yeah. 16 years. I said it was 2004. So it's been 16 years, and now Taft is back. And that, not to keep you on too long, Trey, but, we were just saying last week, it's good to see some of those old schools when we were in high school, get back in the fold. And, Taft being one of those schools.
Yep.
So, congratulations on the successful.
Happy to be there, sir.
Oh, yeah. Congrats on the season so far, and, keep on pushing through the playoffs, man.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Thanks, Trey.
Good luck, Trey.
Thank you for having me here. It was
No problem. Thank you, man. And like we were saying, that was Tremaine Smith, defensive end from Taft, class of 2023, and that was a pretty exciting play. You know, And it's always great to see the defensive players with those long touchdown runs.
Yeah, for sure, especially the defensive lineman.
Exactly. So he said it took him a day to actually get over that run.
Yeah.
But congrats to Taft once again, and we will be right back, and we've got some more. We've got some more people to interview, and so stay tuned. Yes, we are back, and like we said earlier, we had one interview, but we have another one today, and this is our second Coffee Corner Convo, and we want to thank this young man for coming on to the show and being up this morning. We have one Carson Green, running back from San Antonio Reagan. How's it going this morning, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good, man. So Reagan, coming off of two crucial victories in a row, one taking down Johnson, and then finishing off with Brandeis. How does your team keep from getting unfocused versus Brandeis coming off of the big victory over Johnson?
Like we just have as our coach like to say, a green light mentality. You know what I'm saying? All gas on the pedal, no brakes, and we just stay focused day in and day out. And our coaches make sure that we're prepared for each and every game as far as the game plan, and that's how we just do it.
So what is the mentality for the squad coming in? Actually, after that Brennan game, was there anything that changed prior to that game than after?
What changed after was that we knew that we could be beaten, and Brennan proved that to us. So we worked harder that next week, and we promised ourselves that we were not going to get beat the rest of the season. So
yeah. Then overall, that was just y'all learned from that.
That was the turning point. Yeah.
Was that Brennan game?
Turning point.
What actually was it in that game that threw y'all off? Because other than that game, y'all looked pretty dominant. Was there anything that they showed y'all, or was it just mental?
Well, I believe it was probably both mental and what they showed us a part of the game. And our boys we didn't come ready to play, and I feel like if we would have played them another day, that we would probably come out with a victory.
Mm-hmm. So what was Reagan's goals when the season started?
Oh man, our biggest goal was to get this district championship for our head coach, Coach Ham. Like he's been irking for it since like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
and
Coach.
And it was
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, Coach
Hamilton's. It was just a big.
Wait, is it a lag?
Yeah,
it's a lag. Go ahead and go, Carson. Go ahead and go.
Okay. It's just been one of the things that Coach Hans wanted to do since Coach Wetzel, since he left, and it's just, as a player, it feels good that I can help my team to help my coach get his goal and ultimately our goal.
Right. Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say, Coach Hamilton was one of the first coaches who actually let me on the sidelines and be around around his squad. So I always have a soft spot in my heart for Coach Hamilton. So I'm always keeping an eye on Reagan whenever I can. So y'all got the district title, and then y'all have a squad like Brandeis, and once again you got myself, and you just got Brandeis with that great defense. How were y'all able to just, I want to say overcome, but just impose yourselves on two great defenses back to back weeks?
Well, it's just the big boys up front. They probably work harder than most anybody on the team, except for the defensive side, because Coach Ham got them going crazy. But yeah, I feel like during the Brandeis game, they loaded the box on us, and we have a good enough quarterback to when we play the zone read, he just takes off and he makes a lot of big yard plays, and that's how we were able to stay up on Brandeis.
Right. I think
As far
that
as Johnson,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say as far as Johnson I don't think they could have handled our O line, and I had to go off.
Definitely.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I mean that was a crazy performance that you put on versus Johnson, and you mentioning your quarterback and that offensive line. I think the quarterback's speed is really underrated because even in that Brennan game, he had broken a long touchdown run, and I was like, hold on, this quarterback can really move. So I've always seen him as a threat after that. Being able to see him in live action, and y'all really got speed at every position on that field. So being able to see
we really
y'all,
do.
yeah,
That's what I enjoy about this team.
Being able to see those offensive linemen getting nasty, exactly how you said, and you and the quarterback being able to benefit from that, it just makes y'all's jobs a whole lot easier.
Most definitely.
So coming up now in the playoffs, y'all have got Smithson Valley. What are your thoughts on Smithson Valley?
I got some boys over there, but every week I think that we're gonna come out with a win, and we ain't been stopped in the first round yet. So that's all I got to say on that.
Okay. So when does the study start for Smithson Valley, or has it already begun?
It started when we got back to the school after Brandeis. That's what our next focus is on. Our coach says every week, the next week is the biggest game. You know what I'm saying? It's the biggest game of the season because it's the next game of the season. And we're starting a new season, the playoff season, and this game is definitely going to be a big one. And we were already game planning since Saturday. You know what I'm saying? We ran, lifted, and watched film already. So
that's good.
Already. All right. So, being that it is early and I don't like to keep conversations too business all the time, I got a couple of off the cuff questions for you, a couple of rapid fire questions, and then, I want to finish off with what does Carson Green eat for breakfast before game day? Okay?
All
right. So, favorite school subject?
My favorite school subject is history.
If I was to go into your playlist right now, what three artists am I likely to find?
Probably Pop Smoke, Lil Tuzi, and Ice Cube.
What special talents do you have that someone would be surprised to find out?
Oh man, I'm really I wouldn't say it's like a I mean, I could do like flips and stuff, but I'm really like tech savvy. I can really work computers and stuff.
Oh, okay. Is that something that you'll be looking forward to in college? Like, finding a school where that would be something that you can enhance?
Most definitely. I love recording videos and shooting videos and editing videos for people. So
okay, awesome.
definitely up there.
Well, due to COVID, I know that this might have changed up, but I'll always ask this. What are some hobbies that you have outside of football? If you're not practicing football or training for football, what are we likely to find Carson Green doing?
Probably playing basketball or running track, but yeah, just really working. That's all I do.
Okay. Now, lastly, what is Carson Green eating for breakfast on game day before Reagan takes on Smithson Valley?
What am I eating for breakfast? All right, I'm probably having 2 eggs, grits with cheese, 2 eggs scrambled with cheese, bacon and sausage, and for lunch, I'm probably gonna have pineapple fried rice is the go-to.
Pineapple fried rice.
Woo.
From where?
This place called Thai Chili. Woo!
Thai.
It hits every time.
Thai chili, pineapple fried rice. I'm gonna have to steal that one from you because that actually sounded good this morning. That actually sounded good this morning.
Yeah.
Hey man, thank you for your time. Can we get your Twitter handle so that people know where to follow you at?
Yes, sir. C__all-star 13.
All right, that is Carson Green, class of 2023 running back for your San Antonio Reagan Rattlers. Hey, man, much success in the playoffs. Keep on pushing and repping for San Antonio and go on the state, man.
Yes, sir. We're going to try. Appreciate y'all.
All right, take care. That was running back Carson Green, one of the top running backs in the city, class of 2023. Yes, we are in only 2020, but there's a lot of deep talent in San Antonio, Texas.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of great up and coming talent.
So yeah, he's one of them. Our earlier interview was class of 2023. 22, don't feel disrespected. We will have some class of 2022 people on. But one of the things that we want to do is definitely mix it up with the years. It's great to get a senior perspective, but these younger kids like Carson and like Trey, they're going to be here for some more years to come.
Not only that, get them in as a sophomore, just so they could try to make a name for themselves. That's what we're here for.
Exactly.
Get some exposure.
Exactly.
And start knowing who these kids are. Get a name with that face. So it's pretty good, man.
Definitely. So we will be right back. Once again, thank you, Carson Green from Reagan. Hey, what it do? It's your boy BDammone and Coach Gomez. We are back to give you your area final top 25 for the 2020 season. This is 6A and 5A. Some of the schools aren't going to have the same records, obviously, but they aren't going to have played the same amount of games due to COVID. So shout out to all those SAISD schools. We always think about what could have been, but we got to be thankful for what we have had. So let's start it off. Number 25, SAISD. Memorial 4-2, down 10 spots after their loss, but they finished the season at 4-2. And they were one of the schools that they went on a run for a little bit, and then just stumbled there towards the end.
Yeah.
So because they were at 15, so then losing that last one. Drop 10 spots. Number 24, Vets Memorial at 5-5. They are a new entry. They were one of those schools that had a lot of their games canceled. They had about 3 games canceled in which they had to forfeit. So even though it says they have five losses, some of those are, COVID losses.
Yeah, due to forfeit.
Yeah. So number 23, Marshall at 5-4. New entry, back in the top 25. Another one of those schools. That's a fighting school.
Yeah.
Definitely needing to be ranked in the top 25 because they're going to test and they're going to have some victories over some schools that you think they might not be able to beat. But they are a really good test for any school in the Northside District. School 22. Ranked 22, Southwest Legacy at 6-4. They stay there even after their win this past week. That district, I mean, I know Southside has a hold on them, but Southwest Legacy, who is it, Win, and South and Southwest seem like they're just going to be battling for 2nd through 4th.
Yeah.
In that district right now, but they finish off the season 6-4, and congrats, they're number 22 in the city, top 25. Number 21, Stevens at 5-4, up 4 spots from 25. This is another one of those schools like Marshall, but I think that they're more so growing to come into their own. I figure that they should finish higher next year with the talent that they do have in the key positions. And with the attitude that I think overall that team has, I think they're going to keep on pushing. And they made the playoffs this year. So I continue to think that they're going to be even better next year.
Yeah.
With Brashears at quarterback. Harlan, 5-4, comes in at number 20, up 3 spots. This is a school that we probably wouldn't have thought of at the beginning of the year would be 20. But given what we've seen on the field, and inconsistencies, I think that they're right at about what 20 would be and means in San Antonio, Texas. They're a team that could possibly be the top 10 team, but is definitely one of the top 20 teams here. They just have to catch fire at the right time.
Yeah, and hats off to that team. I mean, making the playoffs in 2 different divisions.
Yeah,
hey.
5A last year, 6A this year.
Yep.
So, props to Harlan. 19, Madison at 6-4. They stay at 19 after their win over Mac this past week. Man, I mean, when I think about Madison, I still think about potential, and I think that 19 is a spot that shows with that record. And if you go back and look at some of their wins and losses, it just seems like there's some inconsistencies, and they play that way.
Yeah.
So I mean, at 6-4, they are a threat.
I mean, they got a good looking skills across the table.
Exactly.
But it's just something they lack. Either they lack a true quarterback, and moving Kyle out to receiver. I mean, that would just open it up crazy.
Right.
And then defensively, I think they play well defensively. Just a little bit up front. If they had a little maybe another 2 defensive tackles difference.
Let's see. 18, Highlands comes in at 3-1, and they stay at 18, coming off of their win over Sam Houston, another SAISD school. 17, Brackenridge, 5-1. They're down 10 spots after their loss to Lanier. That was a school that was really streaky. And, I mean, they were in a lot of close games. I think of those five wins, I think only one was a true blowout.
Yeah.
So they were beating who was on the schedule. But Brackenridge comes in at 17. Taft, 6-3, up 4 spots. Definitely one of those schools that is a threat. And I think that them making the playoffs is a good testament to the season that they've had. Their first time making the playoffs since 2004. Like I've said, they've got a lot of fight, a lot of heart, and I keep saying that about these Northside schools. But I mean, when you're trying to come up from the position that people would think of Taft being in, that's got to be a trait that you have. Yeah. And then once your skill positions and everything catch up, you become that powerhouse, but you got to have fight from somewhere first.
Yep.
All right, so number 15, Wagner, which is funny because Wagner, when they first started the season, I started them off at 15. So for them to finish back there, it's a little bit disappointing, but I think it fits for their overall squad of what they can do. They finished the season at 4-3. They had a bye week. They were up 1 spot. I think that they can beat some schools. They beat Smithson Valley.
Yeah.
And then they have the blowout loss to Judson. And then
they lost to New Braunfels. right?
And then they lost to New Braunfels, and you would think a school that beat Smithson Valley wouldn't lose to New Braunfels.
Yeah.
And
then they lost to what, Steele?
I thought they beat Steele. I'm gonna have to go back over that. But yeah, I mean that's just a up and down school.
Yeah.
Up and down school.
No consistency right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Lanier, coming off of their big win, is at number 14. They are 4-1, up 3 spots. Seguin up 1 spot at 7-2. They had a 70-63 win over Dripping Springs.
Yeah, I saw that.
70 points, man. Number 12, Bernie Champion, 6-2. They had a bye week. They are up 1 spot. Brandeis is down 7 spots. They finished at number 11 at 6-3. I think that Brandeis is the gatekeeper to the top 10 in San Antonio, given what they have. They're going to lose a couple of players.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really interested in seeing how that defense looks for next year.
Oh, for sure.
Because you can't lose a linebacker and then Jalen Rainey in your secondary. But you know, one of the positions, I mean, the key position in football that you have to have some consistency or competency at is quarterback, and that's been the entire season for Brandeis, is trying to see what they can and can't do at that quarterback position.
Yeah.
And that defense is really good enough to that's a playoff defense. That's a playoff defense, but you got to be able to support them, because there was what they lost to Roosevelt by just a few points, and they lost to, was it Johnson, by like not that much, but man, would love to see what they could do if they had a quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Number 10, Roosevelt, 6-3. And I was still thinking about Brandeis for some reason. Roosevelt comes in at number 10 to finish off the season at 6-3. And they capped off their season with the win, and they are up 2 spots. Number 9, Alamo Heights, 6-2. They had a bye week, and they are up 1 spot. New Braunfels Canyon, 9-1, comes in at number 8. And they won their district, so congrats to them.
I don't think they had one district in a while either, huh?
I'd have to go back and see that, but yeah, I don't think they have. New Braunfels Canyon. Number 7, Steele at 6-3. They were on a bye. They were up 2 spots. You got Johnson coming in at number 6 at 8-1. Number 5, Southside, 8-1. Their last victory was a win by forfeit.
When's the last time Southside played?
It's going to be a month.
It's been 4. They haven't played 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that game this coming weekend can be a toss-up, to be honest. I mean, I know Coach Locke runs some intense practices and so forth, but also just being on the field, getting that game time experience, you know, the false starts. And so, I mean, I don't think he has reps at the practice all the time. So it's gonna be interesting, man.
Yeah. Number 4, down 2 spots after a 3-point loss to Smithson Valley, is Judson at 6-2. And we'll talk about them in just a second. Number 3, Smithson Valley at 7-2, coming off their win. They are up 8 spots after defeating Judson. Yeah, okay. Brennan comes in at number 2 in San Antonio, Texas for 2020, up 1 spot. And so we have the regular season champion for along the wire in the San Antonio high school football scene for 2020 is your 9-1 Reagan Rattlers. And I don't think that there should be any argument outside. You know, Brennan might think that, you know, they should have won, but I mean, someone said it, you know, earlier. I was reading something and they're like, you know, it's got to be more than head to head. What's your worst best loss? Reagan's worst best loss is Brennan, and Brennan lost to a school that's not even in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that kind of holds you back from that.
Sure. And then the South Side, so if they've only played how many games really in reality?
4.
So they really are 4-1.
But their one is a COVID.
A COVID loss?
Yeah.
So they're really 4-0.
Right.
Wow.
Because, I mean, I had them undefeated, and I'm like, no, where's this loss coming from? Where's it? And it was a COVID loss.
COVID loss. So they got COVID losses and the COVID wins.
Yeah.
So they're COVID 8-1.
Yeah, they're a COVID 8-1.
Wow.
They're a COVID 4-1, actual on the field 4-0.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's this type of season. So, you know what? Let's go from here and let's switch into our pick'ems.
Let's do it.
And see exactly how this stuff wound up, how it is. All right. I got it all lined up. Right, chill. All right, now, as far as wins and losses goes, you ready? Let me see your hands real quick. Make sure you can hold this L you're about to get.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see you. You saw that, right?
Yeah. Let's go.
I got the face emojis. You got the joke gifts.
Let's go.
What do you got?
All right.
What do you got?
Did you have Jefferson or Memorial?
I actually had Memorial.
I had Memorial as well. So we're both holding L's on that one. Did you have Taft or did you have Holmes?
I had Taft.
I had Taft as well. Did you have Stevens or did you have O'Connor?
I had Stevens.
I had Stevens as well. Did you have Madison or MacArthur?
Madison.
I had Madison as well, and they won 34-0. Johnson or Clark, who'd you have?
Johnson.
And Johnson just edged that one out. I had Johnson as well, 35-28. Just for fun, did you have Shiner or Refugio?
Shiner.
I had Refugio.
Who won?
Shiner won 24-13.
That's still a W. Just for fun.
That was just for fun. It's not a San Antonio.
I filled it all out. Did he fill all of his out? He did?
No, I didn't. Look. Boom.
Yeah, you put Shiner.
I know. I said just for fun.
Oh, but you didn't do them.
I didn't because we're only doing San Antonio.
Okay, but you did this one. So if we're only doing San Antonio, you still got to take.
I said for fun.
We got him, Joe. Look at him.
Okay.
I'm trying to cheat.
Did you have Burbank or Kennedy?
Let me see. I don't know. I can't see on that one right now. What did I have, Joe? Burbank or Kennedy?
I can't see it here.
Okay, I think I had Burbank.
We'll give.
I had Burbank because it's not Kennedy. Because whenever I edit it, it's on top.
Okay.
Well, we'll give it to you, man, because Brandon over here trying to cheat.
I had Burbank. You had Burbank or Kennedy?
I had Burbank.
Burbank won?
Yeah, Burbank won 42-6.
All right.
Did you have Del Rio or did you have Eagle Pass?
That's not San Antonio. But I had Del Rio.
What are you talking about?
They're in the district, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. But it's not that. Okay. I had Del Rio. Who did you have?
I had Del Rio too.
Who won?
That game was canceled.
Navarro or Wimberley?
I had Wimberley.
Who won?
Wimberley won. Did you have Navarro or Wimberley?
Wimberley.
John Jay or Harlan?
Harden.
I had Harlan as well. Harlan won. And congrats on them making their playoffs because they had to win to get in. Southside versus Laredo Martin. Southside won that via forfeit, but you had Laredo Martin.
I had Southside.
Okay. Southwest versus Rio Grande.
I had Southwest.
I had Southwest as well. You see, went off 7 touchdowns.
Yep.
Southwest Legacy or Eagle Pass.
Legacy.
Let's see. Legacy won. I had Legacy as well. 33-14. Veterans Memorial or Kyle Lemon?
I had Veterans Memorial.
I had Vets Memorial as well. They won 49-7. Seguin or Dripping Springs? Who'd you have?
I had Seguin.
Just making sure.
What'd you have?
I had Seguin.
Okay, so why were we making sure on me?
Just making sure. 70-63. Let's see.
New Braunfels Canyon or Buda Johnson?
Right. Who'd you have?
New Braunfels Canyon.
I had New Braunfels Canyon as well. They won 44-10. East Central or South San? Who'd you have?
Yeah, I had South San.
No, you didn't.
I did. I had to give him some love, bro.
That's a lot of love.
Yep.
That's
It's all right. It just tied us. We're just tied, so it's not.
Yeah,
like
because the one for fun.
But you still, if it was for fun, you wouldn't have done it.
What? It was
You didn't do the other ones.
because that's way out the area.
Oh. Okay. All right.
All right, let's see. Brackenridge versus Lanier.
I had Brad.
I had Brack as well, and Lanier won that one 14-7. Reagan versus Brandeis. Who'd you have?
Reagan.
I had Reagan as well. Reagan won 38-22. Churchill versus Roosevelt.
I had Churchill.
I thought that was going to be a closer game, but Roosevelt won 32-13, and I had Roosevelt.
Okay, so you're up now. Judson Smith
Stop the count.
Judson Smith and Valley.
He's over here wanting to throw in the towel. Throw in the towel. Throw in the towel already.
All right, let's see. Judson, Smithson Valley. Who'd you have?
Judson.
I had Judson as well. Smithson Valley won 35-32. Did you have Harlandale or McCullum?
I had Harlandale.
I had McCullum.
Did you?
Yeah. How you can say that you picked South San over East Central?
Look at that. You had the L. Okay, so now we're tied.
All right, let's see. Did you have Warren or Marshall?
You skipped Sam Houston Highlands.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, just see.
Did you have Sam Houston Highlands?
Yeah.
Who'd you have?
I had Highlands.
I had Highlands as well. Highlands won.
Let me see.
Did you have Marshall or Warren?
I had Warren.
I had Warren too. Yeah. Did you have Holy Cross or did you have the Woodlands?
I had Holy Cross.
I had Holy Cross as well. Holy Cross won that. So because I was being in good spirits and just
I filled out all of them. We can go. If we got to do a tiebreaker, we can go through all of them. You had Crawford or whatever that bill.
I didn't even pay attention to it.
All right. Let me see. What else?
You're going to have to go out of district to settle the tie. Bro.
Yeah. Falls City or did you do Cristobal or whatever?
I didn't do it.
So then why'd you do that other one?
Because that was just for fun.
Okay. It still ended up a tie.
All right, we are going to be coming back.
We're going to square this away, and we'll be right back with the winner.
Exactly. And we're going to be talking area playoff first round games and matchups.
Yeah.
It's going down this weekend. All right. So we are back. And do we have a winner for the Pick'ems? It's crazy because even the games that we picked that we lost, for us to try to not be in a tie, it comes out that it's a tie. So,
So we're gonna have to continue this into the playoffs.
all right, until
Playoff pick'em.
yeah, playoff pick'ems. We'll see.
I thought Brandon was gonna give it to you. He's gonna say, "I'm gonna let you."
I told you this ain't no participant.
Yeah, he's not gonna accept that.
It's gonna be right here.
It's gonna say tie.
It's gonna come down to this right here. There can't be no tie on any of these.
Exactly. So let's look at some of the San Antonio area first round games. Cibolo Steel versus Madison. That is a very intriguing matchup. I think that's a we were talking about it last night, I think, or the night before.
I think what it's going to boil down to is coaching on these, because both teams, as far as players, I would say are evenly matched up. What it's going to boil down to as far as the coaching staff's putting the game plan together.
And I like to see if Miguel's healthy.
Yeah.
If he's able to go. Is it Keyshawn Rogers?
Yeah.
Their running back? He more than good enough.
Oh, yeah, he does well. You're also going to have Nivion Coop, and then you're going to have Jalen Stewart doing his thing, and then you'll have Hayden doing his thing. So
that receiver defensive back matchup is going to be nice.
Yeah, it is. Where it's really going to boil down to is up there in the offensive line and defensive line. And then we were covering the game on Thursday, and I brought up to your attention, but it looked like Madison brought up a lot of young offensive linemen.
Right.
And I don't know if it's due to injury or it was due to grades or whatever the case may be, but you had some young guys playing up on that offensive line this past week.
So that could be a disadvantage for Madison.
Correct. Yep.
But that's a very good first-round matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game.
All right. So next up, Harlan versus Laredo United South.
Say Harlan should come out. Harlan's been battle-tested.
Yeah.
Harlan's played a good district, and even their preseason games. Or where did they go right into district? No, they had a few preseason games. The first one was out of district.
Yeah. The first one. Well, their first
Brandeis.
Yeah, Brandeis.
So they've had a tough. It's kind of like they had quality losses.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, against quality teams. So I think honestly they're battle ready. I expect them to come out with the victory and be ready for the next round.
Definitely. Moving down the list, Smithson Valley versus Reagan.
That's gonna be.
I hate that these two teams are playing each other in the first round.
Yeah. Smith and Valley, the way they played against the Anthony Lewis and Burroughs, they kept them in check, kept the receivers in check. Yeah, it was
at key moments.
At key moments.
Yeah, because they had their highlights, but it wasn't like you could just say, "Hey, here, take it in."
And I don't want anybody to get it twisted because it was an evenly fought game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Judson did have like 3 fumbles that were crucial.
Right.
When they were actually in position to score.
Right.
And they ended up fumbling. So that was a huge stop for Smith and Valley.
Exactly.
So if those fumbles wouldn't have happened, it could have easily been Judson W.
Right. And my first thought when they deferred to the second half, I'm like, you want to give Justin, and then the second play of the game, touchdown.
Yeah.
So that kind of worried me about Smithson Valley. But, like you said, it was an evenly fought game, but, there were some turnovers that kept Smithson Valley in it, but they still took advantage of it.
Yeah, because it was, I think in that second half, there was like 2 or 3 fumbles. Was it 3?
3.
3. And even the last play of the game, there was a fumble where
right there.
Yeah, right there, like in the 2-yard line.
Exactly.
And they got it saved because that ball went out of bounds. Because if not, if Smith Valley would have scooped and scored on a 2-yard score, man, that would have been a heartbreaker for sure.
Definitely. But Reagan versus Smithson Valley. Reagan's on a roll right now. Reagan's on a bigger roll than Smithson Valley is.
Who do you got on that one, man?
Right now?
You go live on Pick'ems anyway during the week.
Let's see.
Just asking you a little earlier.
Let's see. If I had to go off of how the teams are performing right now, I'm saying Reagan.
Reagan?
I'm saying Reagan.
I'm going Smith and Valley on that one. They're riding the wave right now. Momentum.
They just won one game, and you just said they had 3 fumbles by Judson.
Yeah, but I'm going to ride the wave.
What wave? It's barely starting.
The momentum wave. It's still going in. You didn't see Coach Hill's new dance? Better watch it, boy.
That's right.
You better get with the program,
The
man.
Rangers shuffle. That's right.
You better
get
with the program. It's just like the Soldier Boy. When it started, it took off. The Dougie, when it started, it took off. Well, the Ranger Shuffle is going to take off,
baby. The Ranger Shuffle. Let's see. Stevens versus Laredo United. I think.
And you're going to go against Stevens?
No, I'm not. Oh. I'm just thinking, them getting in, that was the spoiler pick for the district. for us was Stevens. If they were going to mess it up, O'Connor messed it up by not making the playoffs. But yeah. So
I think Stevens, if they can go in there humble, they're gonna come out with the victory.
Right.
They got to be humble though. They can't go in thinking that Laredo's gonna lay down for us.
Because they got the receivers and they have
the defensive line
to go in there and do something.
Yeah, so if they can go into Laredo being humble, they're going to come out with the victory. If not, Laredo will have something waiting for them on that passing game because Laredo loves to pass.
Right. And if they mess around and
throw to Adams.
Saw him take it to the house. Converse Judson versus Roosevelt, Division II.
Converse Judson.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. Brennan versus Del Rio.
Brennan.
Wagner versus Johnson.
That's one that I would like to go see.
I know.
That one's gonna be.
I know.
A run game battle.
I want to see that defensive line of Wagner get to tie. If they can't get to tie, Wagner's defensive backs I don't think can handle Shane.
No, that's what I was just gonna say. I think Ty Reasoner, if he's able to get some time, he's gonna exploit that defense.
Yeah. And I think you have to attack Wagner head on. You can't try to because they're fast.
Yeah.
So if you're Johnson, you run right at Wagner. Taft versus Eagle Pass.
Taft, another one where I'd say they have to go in there being humble.
And I worry less about that with Taft than I do with Stevens.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So those are the first round matchups for 6A San Antonio. Let's go into 5A. Lanier versus Eagle Pass win. I got Lanier on that one.
Yeah.
Southside versus Jefferson.
I'll go with Southside.
Yeah. San Antonio Legacy versus San Antonio Highlands.
I'll go with Legacy. Only because they've had more games under their belt against some quality competition, and Highlands had barely started their season, and they didn't really play any quality teams. It could be a close game, but I see Legacy and Cesar Tovar bringing it out.
Brackenridge versus Southwest.
Brackenridge versus Southwest, same thing. I see Southwest beating that one. I don't think that Brackenridge has seen a running back like Mitchell, and I don't think Brackenridge has seen. And I'm not just saying it because they hadn't really played too many games.
Right.
That's what really hurts them is that in-game experience, and they hadn't seen enough teams and been in battle tested enough. Yeah, they've had some close games, but they weren't against quality teams either.
Right.
And I think that Southwest has had some quality losses, and they've played some close games, and then also won some quality wins. So I think Southwest will come out on top of that
one. What about Floresville versus Mercedes? As many games as I can see Darion run, I want to. So I'll. But.
I say Floresville can pull it off, and I'm just going with Floresville too because they're closer to San Antonio.
All right,
on that one.
Bernie Champion versus how do you even pronounce that?
Elsa Edkoch.
Okay. I'm gonna roll with Bernie Champion.
Bernie Champion.
Alamo Heights versus. I don't know what the acronym's for.
Where's this at?
Right underneath the Bernie Champion one.
Where's that? Here?
Down here. Oh, Where's your Division 2? You don't have the. Oh, you don't have the Division 2. 5A.
This from Alamo Heights. Oh, Far Sun 1.
Okay.
Far Sun 1.
So
I say Far Sun 1's going to end up losing that one for sure.
Alamo Heights is on a roll too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sherry Pioneer, Medina Valley. I think that's all for San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
That's all for San Antonio.
Yep.
So we will be posting where we will be at for these games. I also want, if there's other schools that are coming down into the area to play games too. I know the Alamo Dome's about to get busy with playoff games, so we might spend like a full day in the Alamo Dome. So we will be catching up with everybody on who we will be seeing and what games we are going to be covering. Make sure everybody subscribes to the Along the Wire YouTube channel. Follow us on Twitter at BDammone for myself. Coach Gomez at
STX7V7.
And follow us on Instagram at Along the Wire. Follow us on Facebook at Along the Wire Cast. And we will be back next week with more interviews and more information.
Also, man, I know a lot of y'all already kind of ended your season. Start working on that craft. Start working on your grind. There's a lot of 7-on-7 tryouts that are actually starting today. I know you got Elite House this having tryouts today. You got Texas Smokes to start having tryouts. You got 210 affiliates to start having tryouts. Stay active.
Mm-hmm.
Also, when you're out there, don't forget about the COVID protocols. Still, take your hand sanitizer out there. Take your face mask. But at the same time, don't stop working on your craft.
Right.
Also, on another note, we're getting into the season where the recruiting's gonna start opening up again. Make sure them grades are up to par. Make sure that if you got your PSAT, get all your stuff situated so whenever someone asks, you can have your transcript or your PSAT score or your SAT score, you have it readily available. They're not waiting on it because you don't want to have an opportunity there and it's missed because you don't have your stuff together. That's all I got to say as far as the closing announcements.
And would you say do not take it because it might not be accepted? You still want to
take it.
You still want to take the test, but make sure that your core scores are very well kept up as well. Don't slack off on any area.
Yeah, because it's that
of
time
your
of the
learning.
Season. It's that time of the season, and I know he was closing out, but I just felt that I had to say that because we saw something firsthand this weekend on Thursday where a kid got an offer literally right off the field, and a lot of it's just having your stuff readily available. So when they ask, the people that are dealing with it behind the scenes can be like, look, here's transcripts, here's this, here's that, ready to go. There's no excuse. And capitalize on those opportunities.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yep.
All right. Everybody be safe out there. Like Coach said, make sure you are still, if you're going to 7-on-7s, make sure you are following the COVID protocols and making sure if you're sick, don't feel good, don't go. You don't want to risk other people's health if you're not 100%. That goes for everybody. All right, we will be back. Peace out.